today in another Monday morning for the chapter Acting for the New Earth, chapter 28. Today Zirka won't be here with us, so our chat might be shorter, but I appreciate the presence of everybody that comes over and also of everybody that watches later and comments in our channels, be it here, be it on Instagram, my account, Zirka's account, regarding the topics we have been working. We have been speaking about spirituality and the practical things we should do on our daily lives to be able to build what we call the new earth, the new era, the era of Aquarius, the earthly paradise. And in the last days we have been seeing a lot of discussions regarding again the opening of the Olympic Games. It seems that we are repeating the story over and over again, and I want to invite you to look with me in this Monday morning to those discussions and to those signs, to this repercussion from another angle. Not an angle of I'm right and you are wrong, but an angle of finding sense above the discussions that are happening, that transcend the discussions that are happening. So, shortly saying, what happened is that a group of LGBTQAI plus people were picturing the sacred meal. I'm sorry, I don't know the name of the art piece in English. In Portuguese is the Santa Ceia. During the Olympic Games, with what many people said sexual connotations. The Catholic Church was putting out their a saying that this was a blasphemy and that this should not happen, and is asking also its followers to post the picture of the original painting, saying, this is what is right and anything else doesn't have place to exist. And I believe this is one of the points we need to look at right now to be able to transcend the right or wrong discussions we are seeing right now. And why should we do that? Because we are looking to live in a world with peace and with harmony. First of all, right? So we say harmony, health, and prosperity for all. And there was also another detail about the Olympic sign, the flag with the Olympic sign being raised upside down. And many people said, this is art of the devil. And I want us to, again, think above the normality, above the obvious, above what is in front of us. And coming back then with those two focus points to our goal, right? A world with peace and harmony, health and prosperity for all. Why should we look above the normal and the simple discussions about the Olympic Games opening? Because if we keep a mindset of being right or, the others are wrong, we will never reach this level of harmony and peace that we want to have. So before saying, what you did is wrong, why shouldn't we try to translate first, to understand, and then to translate what the other part wanted to say, be it right or wrong in our worldview, right? Because many people will express themselves in a manner, in a way that might not suit us, or that might not be correct for us, right? And if we focus on saying that, what you did was wrong, we will never go beyond. We will never be able to empathize with the people. And maybe um, they didn't even speak or express themselves in a wrongly manner, but maybe we are restricted in our worldview. Maybe it could be both of them. So the most important thing, and the thing I want us to explore and um, to also try out during this whole week until the next Monday, until the next episode, is to try to focus on the message, not necessarily the channel or the way it was said. Because we need so much to start listening to what the others are trying to tell us. And of course, people, be it on the streets, in huge international events, or simply at home, every day they will tell things in a manner that we might not like or that we might not even understand. And our goal as human beings is to understand the message, is to understand the necessity of the person who is creating that message in the best way they can, to be heard, to be seen, to be understood. And some people might even choose a very impactful way, sometimes even a hurtful way for some other people to say things, because they don't find another way to be heard, let's say in the normal sense of things. So we should ask ourselves every time that somebody comes with a strong message, with a heartful message, with a message using strong means to be heard, we should ask ourselves, was this person being heard before? Why did this person or this group of people needed to be so harsh on the message? So that they could get attention, so that they could get heard. Most probably they were trying in different ways before, but people or society didn't listen. So they were obligated to choose a stronger method, right? So once you make this first analysis, right, then we go to the content. What is this person trying to tell me? Or what is this group of people trying to tell society that wasn't heard before? I forget my right or wrong. I forget my wishes, my desires. I forget my principles, and I will focus on the message. I will focus on the other. I will try to understand the content that is being put there. And now I will bring one reading that I did. I need to say I was watching the whole scene superficially through the media. I unfortunately didn't really have the time to watch in detail, and I will do that. But it was so important by family members and friends for me to come here to give this one point of view of what I could see until now and what I could hear until now, because I study religious and spirituality my whole life. I am a member of the LGBTQ community, right? So I am in this, place of speaking about the topic. So what I saw in all those symbols is a community that wants to translate a necessity of diversity in our world, of non-judgment in our world. Good morning, Julia. That hasn't been listened until now. So when they depicture the sand meal with LGBTQ people, with fat people, I don't like this word, with black people with gays and lesbians and transsexuals. Again, I didn't see the details. This is until what I saw, right? The composition of the characters. They are, for me, saying, the world is diverse. The world is not a picture as we see in the Saint Meal in the original art piece. The world was not like that also in Jesus' time, most probably, because Jesus was, first of all, not a white man, right? He was from the Middle East. He had dark skin, dark hair. Most probably, he had also followers, the apostles that were black, that were gay, that were maybe even, women. And that are not the picture in that art piece, because they were the art piece was painted in a lifetime, in a society time where already, men, the church as well, and white people, white society, the European society were, yes, trying to control what is right, what is wrong, and how society should look like, exactly like them. The European society wanted the world to look like them, right? To look like their male part, right? Because they also didn't want women to appear as apostles. And there were women who were apostles of Jesus, officially chosen by him. There were black people that were apostles, chose by him, right? So the church never showed this, and it will never show it, probably. I don't know, I don't believe in it, that they will show the truth about Jesus' time. And this was being discussed, pointed out in that night, in the Olympic Games opening, right? For us to reflect about it. Why is society full of white males? Why? It shouldn't be. Even the church, right? We have only priests that are white, sometimes black, but they are all male. Before, black people couldn't become priests. Until today, women cannot become priests. There cannot exist a female pope. Why is that? And if we would be to choose a gay pope, a transgender pope, how would society look at this? With the same rage, with the same saying of, this is disrespectful, this is disrespecting our religion, this is not disrespecting anybody. The painting is there, the original painting is there. It is there and it will not be changed. So if you like that version of the world, it's okay, right? But if you see another version of the world being put out there, being publicized, ask yourself, what is wrong in the message? Why do we think that is disrespectful? Maybe the message is not even about the painting. It's about society, right? It's about something bigger, much bigger than the painting or the church that they were putting out there for us to reflect and to discuss about. Discussions are great if we go out of the being right and being wrong paradigm, right? If we can find sense or identify the message that the other wants to put to us. If we can listen to what the others are trying to say. This is what matters and what I don't see people doing. And then we come to the detail of the upside down flag, right? Easy to see that something is upside down. Many people and even the team that probably organized the scene said, yes, the world is upside down. Our values are upside down. And the whole thing that happened afterwards is just a proof of what they were putting there through that symbolic act of raising the Olympic flag upside down. Why are people discussing what is respectful or disrespectful with the church, with one painting, and not asking ourselves what was the message that was not being heard by society that needed such an extreme act to break with the normality, what people thinks that are aligned with the Catholic Church, with the being a good person, being a respectful person, an aligned person. The world is upside down because we are not giving space for diversity. And those strong messages, they need to come so that people stop to listen or to at least speak about it. But we need to go beyond. We need to go beyond the simple signs, the simple words, the simple reflections, so that we can meet together. People that thought that was disrespectful, people that thought that was necessary. We need to come back together. We need to create common sense of things, without right, without wrong. So the world is upside down because we are exactly not doing this, because we are not finding common sense, because we are not listening to each other's, because we want to keep our sacred space, our rightness, our moral. What is moral here is not moral there. Morality is something, it's a concept that is socially built, right? Morality in one place might be immoral in another place. So it's important to remind ourselves about that. It's important to remind ourselves that the world is upside down because we are judging each other instead of trying to understand each other. So for those that had made their minds about the Olympic Games opening until now, I suggest that you also go back, just as I will do, watch the full scene and try to focus on what those artists wanted to say. Not if this is going against the church, not if this is, depicting wrongly the art piece, not if it goes against your morals. Take yourself out of the focus and try to focus on the message that they were trying to put out there. Focus on the message, listen to the message, and this will be a way to help us all to find peace and harmony in the world. And try to repeat the exercise at home, because most probably your partner, your children, a friend might say something during those next days that you find inappropriate. It might, come out wrongly out of their mouths. But don't focus on the form, focus on the message, so that you are able to bring that person back in the sense of understanding, in the sense of being able to listen to what wasn't listened before, right? Because if somebody needs to do something drastic or strong, this is probably a sign that they couldn't get listened before. They didn't feel that they were being listened before. And normally, people find another way, another stronger way to get heard, right? And that might hurt our morality or what is ethical for us. but this is only our ego speaking, and we need to come out of our ego. So this was supposed to be a short message, but as you saw, there is a lot of details going around it. And I do ask here the Pope that I appreciate a lot. I appreciate the Pope a lot. Many messages he has put out there. I ask the Catholic Church to also go beyond, actualize yourself, bring a new piece, a true piece of the saintly meal, depicting women that were there, depicting black people that were there, and even gay, lesbians, and transgenders that were there. Because Jesus didn't put out anybody from his side. He was able to see beyond appearances. He didn't judge people. He didn't choose people because they were men, white, and blonde. No. What people see in the painting is not what Jesus was seeing in his lifetime here on earth. And that's what we should put in order, flip the world that is upside down. We should flip it over so that the Olympic flag would shine brightly in the right way, bringing the values that it symbolizes into the world again, with diversity, with color, with acceptance and inclusion of all people, of all thinking. Not judging, guys, not judging. Focus on the message, and let's try to bring peace and harmony to our conversations again. Be it internationally, be it in society with friends, with family, and be it at home. All right, Zirka, I missed you much. It would have been wonderful to have you to bring more content and points of view to this chapter. So I'm looking forward to listen to your take in the German chapter if you are to translate it, my dear. Thank you all. See you next Monday, same time, same place, for our next episode of Acting for the New Earth. Bye bye.